What is up, guys? It is RSC6414 here, back with another video. This time I'm reviewing WWE Monday Night Raw. Overall, I gotta say the show was pretty good, had a really cool segment, and the main thing is Daniel Bryan has a chance to be in the main event of WrestleMania for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Good decision on that. About damn time, WWE. Let's go ahead and get to the review. The first thing we have, Hulk Hogan comes out. He makes a big special announcement. He says that at WrestleMania 30 there will be a 30-man over-the-top rope Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. The winner of that Battle Royale gets the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy. So that's a cool addition to the card, I'm not going to lie. I do like Battle Royals. Are one of my favorite things in wrestling, so seeing that live at WrestleMania, since I'll be going, will be the first time I've ever seen a Battle Royal live in person, so that'll be really, really cool. So yeah, then after that, John Cena comes out. He basically says some comments to Hulk Hogan, talks about stuff like that, and then he talks about John Cena talks about other random crap, and then here comes Bray Wyatt. He comes out, says some cryptic things like a little promo, and basically he says that he's going to take John Cena down and make him see his true self. He basically talks about pride, hope, and the legacy Cena's had. And basically John Cena says, "I challenge you to a match at WrestleMania 30. Bray Wyatt doesn't accept. And we end it with that. The first match we would go to would be John Cena versus Eric Rowan in singles action. We would transition to that. This match was whatever. I'm a big Eric Rowan fan, as you can see right there. But it was like 4 minutes, and John Cena basically, they were going back and forth, countering each other's moves, and John Cena would roll up Eric Rowan for the 1, 2, 3. John Cena would defeat Eric Rowan, no surprise. Unfortunately, in a slow kind of whatever match, short match. And John Cena picks up the win. Then Hulk Hogan comes out. He says, has Bray Wyatt changed his mind yet, kind of thing. Asks him, is this match going to be official? No. So we move on with the night, and Cena and Hulk Hogan basically pose, and Hogan's like that, and then this, just the same old Hulk Hogan, Hulkamaniac, brother. But after that, we have Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. They come out to the entrance ramp with a mic. Stephanie says they apologize for the action to Daniel Bryan. Now they're going to wait for Daniel Bryan to apologize. If he doesn't, there'll be some serious consequences, and actions will be taken. They basically talk, and then we go to and that's basically it. So if Daniel Bryan doesn't apologize, he gets punished. That's basically a simple way to put it. After that, we have the the new tag team champions, the Usos versus Ryback in a non-tag title match. This match was whatever, just a match to give the Usos some wins. They basically hit a super kick. Jimmy Uso hits a Samoan frog splash off the top rope on Curtis Axel for the 1, 2, 3. The Usos defeat Ryback in a short, quick, whatever match once again. And then just a match just to get the Usos over. Then we have a match announced later in the night. Kane backstage tells the Shield, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns they'll be taking on Cody Rhodes and Goldust, since that's who they lost the tag titles to. Maybe they'll get revenge here. Then they throw some stabs at Kane, like, the reason you're putting us in this match is just because you lost to Bryan the past 2 times, and etc. And that's basically it. Then we go to Big E. 3 ain't enough, man. I need 5 versus Jack Swagger, non-title action once again. Basically back and forth match. Like 3 minutes in, Zeb Coulter's like, "Go ahead, Cesaro." Basically telling Cesaro to interfere. As you remember last week, we had like 2 interferences in both the Real Americans matches. Swagger interfering in Cesaro's and vice versa. This match was whatever, another short match. Basically, Jack Swagger turns around. He's like, "What are you doing, Cesaro? What are you doing?" Like, I think the plan all along was for Cesaro to distract Big E and like hop off the apron or something. Cesaro refused to interfere, and Swagger turned around and was yelling at Cesaro. Big E used that as a distraction and an advantage. He would roll up Jack Swagger for the 1, 2, 3, and Big E would defeat Jack Swagger here in another short, quick match. That was kind of the theme of the night, just some short, quick matches to give guys who are holding titles some wins to get them some more momentum. And basically Coulter breaks up Cesaro and Swagger's argument again. So the Real Americans almost break up once again. They give each other a handshake, and the Real Americans are still a tag team, but they're skating on thin ice, as you should say. So the next thing we have, a damn good segment. The Undertaker comes out. He's basically about to say something. Paul Heyman interrupts him. He stands on the entrance ramp. He said he's the advocate for Brock Lesnar, and he's got a few things to say in Brock Lesnar's behalf, is what he says. He basically talks about, he tells Undertaker not to get in the ring at WrestleMania 30 because, unfortunately, he says the Undertaker's streak and legacy will be ended by Brock Lesnar. Undertaker says fear is the, he basically says a message about fear, like fear is nothing bigger than fear itself, or something like that. And then he basically says at WrestleMania 30, Brock Lesnar will rest in peace. And we end the segment with that. Good segment. Just a good way to keep the build going for Lesnar and Undertaker for the WrestleMania 30. Will Undertaker keep the streak alive? We shall see, but I'm definitely excited to see that match. The next thing we have is Cody Rhodes and Goldust taking on The Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. This match I thought was the best match of the night. Back and forth action. Basically what would happen is Roman Reigns would spear Goldust. He'd take Goldust out of the match. And it would leave Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins in the match. Seth Rollins would hit the buckle bomb on Cody Rhodes and then hit his finishing maneuver, Blackout, which is basically like a running stomp. He would pin Cody Rhodes for the 1, 2, 3, and Seth Rollins would defeat Cody Rhodes. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins would defeat Cody Rhodes and Goldust in a good back and forth match. I thought this was the best match of the night. The next thing we had, Divas tag team action. The Bellas, Nikki and Brie, taking on AJ Lee and Tamina. Back and forth match. Nikki Bella would hit AJ Lee with the Rack Attack finisher for the 1, 2, 3. And Nikki would hold up the Divas title after the match like that. And maybe we'll see Nikki feud with AJ for the Divas Championship. Who knows? That'd be interesting. But I'd rather see AJ feud with somebody like Natalya and give Natalya the title, if anybody, who's going to take it off AJ. But I wouldn't give it to Nikki. And in all honesty, I have nothing against her. But I think Natalya's the better diva that should take it off of AJ more than anybody. So whatever match to give the Bellas the win. Give somebody to pin the Divas champion. Maybe set up a future feud between the two. Next thing we had, best segment of the night and one of the best segments I've seen in years by the WWE. Good segment here. We have Daniel Bryan. He comes out to the ring. He says, do you think the Authority's apology was sincere? The fans chant, no, no, no. He says, well, we got to get he says the Authority will listen now because we are now occupying Raw. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all these Yes Movement fans come out of nowhere. Basically, they all get in the ring. They surround ringside. So it's basically like all these Yes Movement fans with Yes Movement T-shirts, all in the ring, all around the ring, just covering up all the cylinder kind of right around ringside. And it was pretty cool. They were going, yes, 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 yes. It was just a pretty cool and clever segment by WWE. Basically, Daniel Bryan tells Triple H and Stephanie to come out. They come out. He says, Daniel says, Hunter, you know what I want, a match versus you at WrestleMania 30. Triple H says no. Then Daniel Bryan kind of says, I can take this ring out. We can take a ring outside and bring all these fans out of the arena. And what will you have then for your show? An empty arena. He basically says he's not leaving till he gets what he wants, and he's taking over Raw. They call it like occupying Raw, but I basically call it Takeover. A cool spot. We haven't seen some of this really in a long time, especially since like the Attitude Era. This is what it reminded me of a lot of, which was really cool, because I'm a big fan of the Attitude Era. But he says, answer my challenge, or we're just going to stay here all night. Triple H calls out Damien Sandow to start the next match. Sandow goes out there. He backs away because all the fans are surrounding the arena. He can't get through. Triple H gets pissed, basically. He tells him, you want the match? I was protecting you. I knew that if you go to main event, you're just going to get put to the back and screwed over. But you want your match? Then you've got it. Me versus you, WrestleMania 30. And Daniel Bryan's like, hold on, that's not what all I wanted. He says, if I beat you that night at WrestleMania 30, then you put me in the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match at the main event of WrestleMania 30, me versus Batista versus Orton. Then Triple H basically flies off the handle. He eventually gives in and says, you want it? You got it. If you beat me at WrestleMania 30, then you will be in that match. And he basically throws his microphone, and the security have to hold Triple H back, and they carry him to the back, basically putting Daniel Bryan. He finally gets in the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. Thank you, WWE. That was an awesome segment. Thank you for... I have a feeling Daniel Bryan will most likely beat Triple H and move on to the main event, or else they wouldn't have made that stipulation. So most likely that's what will happen. And we should see, though. Who knows? Maybe Authority will screw Daniel Bryan again and we won't see him in the match. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. That was the best part of Raw, in my opinion, was that segment. Next thing we have Christian versus Sheamus. You could vote on the WWE app. It was a Memphis street fight that won, of course. We've seen this match between Christian and Sheamus. Sheamus has beaten him like the past 2 times. It's not really a feud. Even if Christian attacks him at the end of the match, it's still not really that big of a feud. We've seen this before, these two in the ring. And seeing it again is not really anything special. Basically, they use weapons back and forth, drums, kendo sticks, just basically Tennessee-type themed stuff. And basically, Christian's got this drum. He's about to hit Sheamus with it, and Sheamus hits a bro kick through the drum and connects on Christian's skull. He pins Christian for the 1, 2, 3. Sheamus defeats Christian in a decent match, but we've seen it too many times before. The next thing we have, Lana comes out with Alexander Rusev. Rusev stands on the podium type thing, cuts a promo in Bulgarian saying he's coming, basically. And we've seen this a lot. I'm just ready to see Rusev in action on the main roster full time. So that was just kind of a short side note. Then a video promo after that. Bray Wyatt accepts Cena's challenge. So it's official. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt of the Wyatt family. WrestleMania 30. Put it down. It's official. And yeah, so that should be interesting. And we will see how the feud progresses. And then we've got the main event of the evening, Daniel Bryan and The Big Show versus Randy Orton and Batista in tag team action. Back and forth match. It was pretty good. It wasn't anything great, but it was decent, I thought. It was pretty good towards the end. It picked up the last 5 minutes. Basically, Big Show Orton and Bryan would be in the ring. Batista would try and spear Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan would move out of the way, and Batista would spear Orton instead. Daniel Bryan would get up. He'd hit the flying knee. He'd pin Randy Orton for the 1, 2, 3, and Daniel Bryan pins the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So in my opinion, they have him do that, then they're most likely going to put him in the main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Daniel Bryan and Big Show defeat Randy Orton and Batista with the running knee, and he'd pin Randy Orton. Good back and forth match, decent for what it was worth, and that basically ended Raw. Daniel Bryan standing tall at the end of the night for once, finally. And yeah, so overall good Raw, I thought. Overall grade, I'd give Raw 6 out of 10. Again, the overall grade I would give Raw is 6 out of 10. The segments, there just weren't that many great matches. So 6 out of 10 is the overall grade I would give Raw. Hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my other videos and subscribe. There will be a main event review tomorrow night. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed Raw. and subscribe.